All right. Well, welcome to the 10 a.m. Collider break. We appreciate you spending a few minutes of your time with us this morning to hear what we've been up to at Collider this week. So I will send it over to Jamie this morning to start us off.
Well, thanks so much. Many of you probably heard Governor Walz's announcement this week that imposing more limitations on restaurants and gatherings. In terms of speaking from the co-working side of things, it really hasn't affected us yet. Definitely, we're not going to continue to do any large events in the space, but we are monitoring the situation. I know I've had a couple people call us within the last week asking if we were going to close down, and my answer is no, not at this point. There are no plans, but we are monitoring the situation. We do understand that things are escalating a bit, so we will make any determination when it's feasible. But right now we're open. We're still taking the same safety precautions, but it definitely is a trying time around our region as we see more and more hospitals filling up with people as well. So, we're going to keep going as long as we can. Hopefully, we can keep going indefinitely, but we are on top of that, and we will let everyone know if there is a decision that's made here in the next few weeks. So normally, Amanda and I would be like pulling our hair out, trying to really work around Entrepreneurship Week, which traditionally is held around this time each year. Just due to COVID this year, we just felt that this wasn't the best time to be doing a lot of events, even online events. There's just a lot of Zoom fatigue and stuff like that setting in with people. But thankfully, our partners at Ready have stepped up. They're going to do an e-blast starting next week. So every day next week, you should see some content around connections to resources here in the Rochester area. And especially they're going to be naming their rave honorees. Obviously, again, we can't have a full-on rave ceremony this year. So they're going to do it virtually. They've filmed a lot of the segments already with the award winners. And so I just invite you to go to Ready's site at RAEDI.com, sign up for their newsletter, and you're going to get that e-blast all week next week. So I think that's a really cool thing, and definitely a way to continue the tradition of Entrepreneurship Week during these difficult times. So with that, I'll hand it back to Amanda.
All right. I will start by talking about the WE Forum, the Women Entrepreneurs Forum, that is next week. It's next Thursday, November 19th at 8 a.m. on Zoom. So again, I know we're all tired of Zoom, but it's still a way to connect with people. And so the WE Forum, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, this is the Women Entrepreneurs Forum. This really is a grassroots initiative that started really from the Kabara Institute at St. Mary's. We at Collider are going to take a more active role in 2021, but we also help to recruit speakers on this panel next week. So next Thursday, you'll hear from Sherry Mukherjee, Tiffany Alexandria, and Beth Finbow, really talking about how they've used social media to connect with consumers and to grow their customer base through social media. So I think this is something a lot of us are very interested in and learning more about. So please consider joining us. This is free. You do have to register for now through the Rochester Area Chamber of Commerce's website. However, you do not need to be a chamber member, so don't let that impede you, thinking that you can't register. But please, you have to sign up through there to get the Zoom link. We encourage you to do that, and hopefully we will see you all there next Thursday at 8 a.m. From the comfort of your home. You don't even have to change out of your pajamas, you can join in wherever you are. Okay, so I will move on to Rochester Rising. So this week we aired podcast episode 199. So we're getting very, very close. Next week is podcast episode 200. We have something special in store, so stay tuned. But this week I got to connect with local innovator Cathy. So this is a wonderful story, especially for people who are interested in building up their skill sets, following a passion they've had forever, but just were never able to really execute on that for whatever reason. So check out this wonderful podcast, this discussion we have with Cathy. It was a lot of fun to chat with her about how she's built up her skill sets and launched her business, her graphic design business, Pink Sheep Designs. So check it out. Also on Rochester Rising this week, we shared stories from the latest 1 Million Cups of Rochester. So this event has gone online since I think March last year, but sharing stories of 2 entrepreneurs in the community and allowing them to get help on their business from the community. So we heard from 2 very different businesses this last 1 Million Cups, and people who were very, very passionate about the mission behind their business. So I encourage you to read that article. We also are linking the video from 1 Million Cups, so you can catch up with the conversation even if you were not able to be there. And the next 1 Million Cups Rochester will take place on December 2nd at 9 a.m. virtually. The best way to stay in touch with 1 Million Cups Rochester is likely through their Facebook page. So I would encourage everyone to go there. And lastly, we are still putting our Rochester Rising survey out there and trying to get your feedback about what you like about Rochester Rising, what you'd like to see, and what you think we could improve upon. So we always want to make sure we're building things that fit a need. So when you have a few moments, if you have some time over lunch today, click on the link, fill out the survey. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. We would greatly appreciate your input. That is it for me. I will send it back to Jamie to wrap it up.
So today, and then starting over the weekend and next week, you'll see a lot more from Collider in terms of requests for charitable giving to help support Collider in its mission. So hopefully you don't get too overwhelmed, but there are multiple ways that you can give to Collider. And we're going to be highlighting some of those ways and showing you essentially how easy it is to give to Collider. For our friends at Mayo Clinic, we've actually gone through the process of how you can work to donate through Mayo. And so we'll be highlighting some of that in a blog post that I'll be doing, as well as other ways that you can give through with our partner for giving. We are definitely trying to ramp up our fundraising efforts. And really, we want to highlight the fact that, a good portion of our operations, it comes from these individual donations. So we want to make sure that there are always easy ways to donate, and look forward to a lot of content on that in the next couple of weeks as we hit December 1st, the all-important day for gift giving. And so something that I'm new to as a new executive director, but definitely something super important that as you think about the choices of organizations that you can give to. I know there's a lot of organizations out there. As we think about the times we live in, there's even more organizations that have popped up. So it would mean so much to us if you would consider us, even in part, for your charitable giving this year. All of that money goes to fulfill our mission to help entrepreneurs. This is a very precarious time right now with COVID, and businesses are still continuing to be hit hard. And so we want to be able to provide support and connections to entrepreneurs and small businesses in our regions. So I think what we do is a very valuable service, and we'd love to see it continue. So please, if you're able, please consider giving to Collider Foundation. And with that, I'll turn it back to Amanda.
First off, I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in and listening to what we've been up to this week. A lot of what we've talked about will be linked in the notes wherever you're listening in, so you can find that information there. And really a great way to help us is to like this video, share it with one other person today. That would be immensely helpful to Collider and to entrepreneurs in the region that we're supporting. So thanks so much everyone for tuning in, and you can join us next week at 10 a.m. next Friday for our next coffee break.